yeah, if you're watching this, that means my series, Root Beer Roundup, which if you clicked on that and just saw the title, go watch all those. Right now there's 50 episodes you can go watch. We're making a tier list, because who doesn't love a good old tier list? So just to introduce it real quick, I got 50 different root beers. We're going to rank them all, so it's going to take a minute, but I do have notes, so I'm not going to go over each individual root beer. If you want to hear like specific thoughts on each one, just go watch all the shorts. They're less than a minute each. So I'm just going to try to be very quick about this, otherwise this video is going to be way too damn long, and I do intend to make updates to this list, so stick around. Alright, first root beer. We got, ooh, this is actually a little favorite of mine. I got green screen on, so you can't look at the label in my hand too good, but Dublin. This is actually made in Dublin, Texas. I didn't know that place existed till I got this. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think an 8's a solid A tier. I think that's a good way to go. I'm definitely going to lose death space over time. Next up, Jones. Alright, this one's pretty good. I want to try their other cane sugar sodas. I didn't love this one, admittedly. I only gave it a 7. I think 7... I think it's got to get more so B tier, but it's good. Do you think 7 will be an A tier, or should that be B? Probably B, because it's not that high, right? Yeah. I hate to do it to him. It is good, don't get me wrong. Just because B does not mean bad. B does not mean bad. I don't care if it starts with the same letter. Dog and Suds. Alright, Dog and Suds. I gave that one a 7 as well. People seem to really like this one. I just thought it was... I thought it was good. Boots. I believe this one's also Texas made. I was actually surprised with this one. It's weird that it's called a root beer sarsaparilla. Like, just be one or the other. Wow, we're throwing out a lot of B's already. Oh, hold on. Is this going to be the first one? It's probably going to be... I gave it a 3, so genuinely could be worse. So maybe the 1896 could be a D instead of an F, but it sucks. It barely gets a D by not being a 2 or 1. Death Valley sarsaparilla. Hold on. Did I give these... Did I give the Death Valleys both 8s? I wanted to be sure I'm remembering that right. Yeah, I believe the Death Valley ones, the root beer and the sarsaparilla, I gave both an 8. Yeah. I remember them both being very sweet. Yeah, so that gets an A. Americana. Now, I remember really enjoying this one. This is one of the ones made with honey, where you can really taste the honey. So yeah, that's it. I'm okay. Speaking of honey-made root beers, it is going to be on this list, but I thought I needed to try it again. Okay, that bottle, I will say, I think is more carbonated than the first one I had. Things might change here for Sprecher. We'll see. Zevia. I'm so sure that's like one of the lowest rated ones I've done. I want to see how low. Because I think I remember liking the Olipop more. Yeah, the Zevia I gave it 2, so that's an F. If you really are desperate for soda and you're okay with that, go off, I guess. Ooh, okay, this one's a little divisive. I really like the Oak Creek Blonde. 9 out of 10? I think that's S tier category. Controversial, I know, because it tastes a lot like a cream soda, but it's really good. It's like a mix between a root beer and cream soda. I really enjoyed it. Now, Triple X. I found out this was a restaurant, actually, in like Louisiana. I would like to try that. It's a very good root beer, so I would hope the food at their place is also very good. So that's an automatic A tier. Oh, I think this is actually the first episode right here. The Maple Sprecher. Not a good introduction to Sprecher. I really hoped for more. I didn't taste maple. It was just kind of weird. I gave it a 5, so that's a C. It's not that bad, so C tier. I thought this was going to be amazing. The Rocket Fizz Nutmeg. This was the most disgusting one I've had. It tasted like the way a wet rag smells. Yeah, that's a F. Really horrible. Big K, that's the Kroger store brand. Surprisingly delicious. But I only gave it a 7. It was the one that's been closest to reminding me of Barks, and I don't really get that from generics. The Oso Butterscotch, now that was an 8 right there. I think this was a better butterscotch root beer than the other one I've tried. We'll get to that one at some point, though. That's an A right there for sure. The Sioux City, I think I gave both this and the sarsaparilla a 7, because I mean, they were good, but nothing too crazy. Now, Dad's Old Fashioned, this was one of the first ones I got to try. I liked it a lot. It's a really good one. Very solid root beer, like wintergreen ones, I think. More bold flavor, I guess. It's called Hippo Size. They just made the bottle fat. It's still 12-ounce bottle. They said it's big in flavor, though, but did I give this a 6 or a 5? I think I ended up giving it a 6, but I think that's still only really... If I'm calling 7 a B, should a 6 be a B or a C? I don't think it's bad enough to be a C, right? But it's not good enough. Probably higher C tier then, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Just the plain Virgils. I like the idea of like these like fancy craft sodas, but if they don't taste that great, it doesn't matter. I believe I gave this one a 5 as well, pretty middling. I'm gonna take a sip of my Sprecher real quick. I will say it's better this second time around. so things could change for it. I'm doing this because people seem to love it, and I was incredibly disappointed. Olipop, it was better than the Zevia. So I get the D for that. I did rate it high. I rated it the same as 1896. Not even on the same level flavor-wise, but it was better. Ooh, Boylin. This one's a very different one. I'd say it's very bold and herbal tasting. That's an A tier root beer. Definitely something different. Red Arrow. Let's see. This one was very minty. So if you like minty, it's a good one. I liked it because it was minty and because it was something different, but it still tasted good because different does not always mean good. Herbs Sarsaparilla. This one I remember giving a 7. I think it's one that sarsaparillas that actually kind of impressed me, and it actually still tasted like sarsaparilla, not just a crappy root beer. The Virgil's Bavarian Nutmeg. This was completely flat when I got it. I read that there's something wrong with this type of bottle, but once I carbonated it myself, it was delicious. Like, honestly, considering the fact that I hated the nutmeg root beer, wasn't a big fan of this plain Virgil's, that was actually really good. The Three Stooges, one of the random Rocket Fizz brands you can get, I think. I don't know if it's exclusive Rocket Fizz or not. It was surprisingly good for a pretty generic root beer, so it earned itself that 7. Fitz, I don't know if Fitz is in high regards or anything, but I was honestly not that impressed. Yeah, so that's a C tier. Notice that I don't have many super low ones. That's one. Root beer's good. If you screw it up, you're not allowed near soda. So like these ones at the bottom, keep an eye on those. The Route 66, also a pretty disappointing one, honestly, but I think the novelty of the brand name and stuff, that's fun. Okay, I feel like I need to try this one again. I had it a long time ago. Remember really enjoying it. It smells really sweet. It tasted kind of weird though, but I still liked it. So it still earned a 7, so B for some reason. IBC? It weirdly took me way too long to try this, considering it's just like in every store ever, but it's a really solid root beer. I really enjoyed it. That's an A tier for sure. Anchor Ginger Root Beer. I can't really say I tasted the ginger, but it seems like the ginger affected the flavor, and it made it not that great. So yeah, that gets a C. Great Value. That's the Walmart store brand. It was actually really good for, you could get one of these big bottles like in this picture for $1. It's really good for how cheap it is. Not amazing, but it is really good. Sioux City Sarsaparilla. I actually had the sarsaparilla before the root beer. They were kind of on the same level. They do taste different, but really nothing too great, but I mean, it is good. Like, things can be good and not be extraordinary. That is possible. But this, however, Bulldog, there's another one made of honey, and it comes through. I really can't decide if I like this one or the Americana more, but they're both delicious. All right, Dad's Old Fashioned Mix. So this one was actually like a powder you get to flavor. I did carbonate it, so it's more like drinking a soda. It was still kind of weird. I like inhaled the Sharpie. Oh my god. Frosty. The way I first tried these, I just bought them because I felt like it was a 24 pack from Costco. This is one of the best ones I've had. Like, really solid root beer flavor there. That's an A2. Like, some of these A2, there's nothing all that's crazy about them. They just taste really good. Now, Hoover Dam, another random store brand from the, the Rocket Fizz. It kind of, it had a weird bitterness. I don't know. Something was wrong with it. Summit, got this from Aldi of all places. This one's actually pretty good. Yeah, I gave it an 8. Remember this one being more on the minty side. And I don't always like the super minty ones. The one I've been drinking. All right. I gave it a 5 initially, so it's probably a C tier, but let me take another sip out of my fresh bottle here. Maybe I just got a bad bottle. You know what? That sip, I think, just redeemed the Sprecher. We're gonna move that up to a B. I guess people really do get bad bottles, because this one tastes really good. The A&W Mix. So, much like the Dad's, so the Dad's one did not taste like Dad's. The A&W Mix, I think, was worse than the Dad's. But why'd I give them? I gave them a 5 and a 6, I think, so I'll let them both be C's. Death Valley Root Beer. I think I remember actually liking the sarsaparilla more, but they were both pretty good, so I give them both A's. What did I rate this one? I need to look, because... Okay, I did give it a 9, okay. This one's got a really strong caramel flavor in it. Some people don't like that. I loved it. So people probably kind of hate what my S tiers are right now because they don't just taste like root beer. But I really enjoyed it. Like, I'll grab that one, just drink it by itself. I don't want it with anything. It's a good treat. Rocky Mountain. I was disappointed with this one, honestly. I think I actually gave this one a 4, so I'm just gonna get a D. I don't know, it had some kind of weird, like tart flavor, and that was the issue I had with the Sprecher. So I'm wondering if maybe I find a maple one in a can, maybe I'll end up liking that one just like the original. I ended up enjoying it. Now this right here, Barks. I will say, the glass bottle tastes worse than just getting it in a can or even from a fountain at a fast food place, but Barks has been my go-to for years. So it kind of hurt me a bit having to rate any root beers higher than it. I still think it's my favorite of the big brands though. The Rocket Fizz Root Beer Float. I really feel like this should have been better. It was kind of mid. It didn't really, I can't tell you it tastes like a root beer float as much as it did taste like one of those root beer candies. Dang, that's good. So we already did the butterscotch. I think their root beer does taste better than the butterscotch one, but they're just kind of on the same level. Nothing too crazy about one over the other. Gene Autry. So Rocket Fizz has like this weird series where we'll just slap a random celebrity on a soda, and this one wasn't that great, but it wasn't horrible. So, see. Mug. I kind of wish I had a bottle to use this. I do believe in mug superiority, and you could say I have a porn addiction. Addiction to pouring myself another glass of mug. I have a hard time deciding between it and Barks. I don't know why, because honestly, I had a mug on this series. I even said, I don't know why I love it as much as I do. It's definitely better in a can, though. Hanks. People talk big about Hanks, and I understand why. Really, it feels like you're drinking gourmet when you have Hanks. Ooh. Now, the Frosty Vanilla. So I did that Rocket Fizz one. This one should have just been called Root Beer Flow, because it tastes like you put like that scoop of vanilla ice cream in there. It's another one where it's like a really good treat. Faygo. Now I'm really curious if like the Faygo that you get in the, you find them at like gas stations all the time or random stores. I imagine they don't use cane sugar in this, so I'm sure they taste different. I need to find like just another Faygo that doesn't look like the fancy bottle. It was nothing special, but it was good. Now, last but not least, the big dog itself, A&W. I didn't really like it growing up, but I think I've grown on it since then, but not that much. Like, I feel like I'm gonna piss people off that I put it under mug, but honestly, getting A&W from the store, that's the worst way to get A&W. The best way is from a restaurant. Here it is, the root beer tier list. My first 50 tasted root beers. I feel like people are gonna be upset about my S tiers. Y'all can tell me about that in the comments. I'm not saying my A tiers are not worthy of being up here. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to put any of them up here, because really, I love Barks, but these other ones up here, these are all really good. I didn't realize I gave as many 7s as I did. I didn't think there would be this much in the B tier. I'm glad that there's not that much in D and F. So it just shows there's not really many bad ones, but there's ones that's like, you see this whole C area, there's a lot of room for just nothing. These up here, these are ones I'll reach out for intentionally and just like every once in a while. These I'm gonna want like all the time. The only problem is the Oak Creek one, I don't think that was as common, but if I were to pick any one like just regular root beer, so ignoring my S tiers, I don't want to say Barks, let me pick one that's not Barks. I've been drinking the Dublins a lot lately. Lately. Really like that one. So if you just want a solid root beer, I would say try Dublin if you can find it. No, it's only Texas made. If you want to try something different, the Boylan for sure, it's got a unique flavor. If you like a minty, it's a good toss-up between the Red Arrow and the Summit. If you really want something sweet but not like desserty like the ones I put up here, I would put between the Americana and the Bulldog just because of that honey. Or if you want to go straight up dessert, like the Frosty Vanilla. But yeah, I will be doing an update once my series, it's on here on YouTube and on TikTok. I will do an update when I hit 75, which at the time of me recording this, I just need to buy like 2 more root beers and I'm at that. So I don't release the videos the day of making them, if that makes sense. I recorded them ahead of time, like by 3 weeks before I started the series, so I had a lot going on before I started sharing it to y'all. So yeah, if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments below. Shyboy616, and I will see y'all next time. Go check out Beer Roundup.
Shyboy 616, it's gonna need some more treats. We gotta decide if they need or need the yeet. See you again soon. Next time, bring a spoon, put in the work, and then get dessert. Go ahead, come on over. We'll go and get some boba. Some that's fried, some that's green, some that's chilled. Aw, dang, I think some spilled. Alright, waiter, pass the bill. It's